All right, greetings. I'm joining us. Join us as into the new year. So this is goodbye 2022. That was not an easy year for a lot of people. So get rid of that one. So UFO disclosure 2023 is really hard to say where that's going to go. I just did a search of the Air Force base in my area is going to get a division of Space Force built into it. Not that Space Force is our hero, but yeah, I didn't see it do anywhere else with that. So anyway, just happened to be in our area. Of course, our Air Force base goes to the Middle East a lot. At least that's what they made public. Where it's part of the commands. It's not just of the Gulf War. They don't talk about it very much at all. So lovely. So yeah, MacDill is that's in my area is basically the Middle East. Yeah, no surprise. And I wonder why I can't leave this place. I mean, I'm pretty much stuck here. And of course, they have a bunch of Scientologists here too, so that has a lot to do with the Air Force base that's here. So, so for UFO disclosure 2023, yeah, who knows? But the MIB holographic invasion are there's a video I posted in the chats in the Telegram. Of course, I don't have it here. But I'll just describe it. It's basically an MIB agent that's human that was talking about his experience. Basically, it's like Black Ops, but he's humanoid, and he knew of the Black Projects, but didn't know the details of it. We also explained about humans are human. Us, being put into MIB, human alien hybrids. But yeah, their whites in their eyes are taken out. Yeah, lovely. But the human trafficking is basically for all these Black Ops projects and everything. So yeah, something like that. I have to listen to it again, but it's the gist of it: guinea pigs and everything. So that's going to continue to happen until humanity starts to change, until humanity begins to upgrade itself, which is going to be a while because humanity just taught not to. So, and they're not seeing this stuff, so they're not believing it. So yeah, that's going to continue to wait, and many are programmed to be shut down. But the holographic reality, what came into also about the Phoenix Lights, he's saying that was a holographic event, but I'm not sure about that. Of course, then he said like the year 2024, there's going to be a population deduction, but we'll see. They are doing population deductions now with reductions with chemtrails and everything, of course. That's nothing new. So, and also alien civilizations, basically just tapping in some of the civilizations to talk about them to a certain level. They're not going to go too deep into that. It's not that important, really. We have to figure ourselves out here. Yeah, it's not that important. I know many are kind of obsessed with that. Some are. Yeah, we'll see where we go with that. So, alien disclosure frequencies, yeah, it's a tough one. I had a visitation talking about alien disclosure, and it's like, okay, I'm going to talk about it, and then nothing happens. It's like, where's my ship? Where's my ship? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And then they want us to talk, the aliens want us to talk about alien disclosure, but yeah, they're not really helping us on our level. I mean, other than, possibly it's all this bunch of government ships made and everything. Of course, in the MIB, this video about the MIB, they're talking about the Greys and how he made a deal with them and everything. It's not just the Greys; it's also the Nordics. Also, there's a little bit more to it than that, but either way, it doesn't matter. Okay, so Happy New Year! Going to the unknown. I taught economic private sessions. I have a schedule. We have the shop. I'm still in November for some people, and December is now gone. So the conference, I'll be doing sessions there. I'll be there somewhere. Let's put it that way. Also, the webinar next week, social networking behind the scenes. Hopefully, I uploaded that all correctly. And so the Space Force I was mentioning, they do a new Space Force organization coming into MacDill Air Force Base. So this is right up in my area, and that's about all they're going to talk about. Central Command, CENTCOM. That's Department of Defense, established in 1983. Yada. Yeah, CENTCOM is, I believe, it's about the Middle East. So that's why I'm here. I knew that they had Middle East connections, but it wasn't really clear right there. They're continuing it. They're not saying anything. I'm not researching it either. But that's why I'm in this area. Is because of the military base. Gotta love it. I don't go there. I'm not near there. I don't know them by name. But that's why I'm in this. That's why I'm in Florida. There's other Atlantean stuff here, but I think a lot of it has to do with the military base and what they're doing. Oh, they're not doing anything illegal. They're not doing anything wrong. Yeah, Space Force. Yeah, that's going to be our savior. I seriously doubt that. It's another villain. Elon Musk is our savior until they microchip you. Yeah. Elon Musk. I agree with that. He's trying to look like the good guy. Well, all the other guys look like bad guys, but he's not the good guy. I seriously doubt it. He might be doing some good things, but not buying it. There are no heroes, not in that level. All right, Fritzy's here, biting my leg. And I'm not going to show her on camera because she'll go crazy on it. Let's leave her be. Okay, all right. So UFO disclosure energies, MIB situation here. I don't know if I can show that real quick. Let me see what I can do here. I just want to get online here. I wasn't really thinking of showing this. Yeah, it's MIB confessions. Okay. 1 second. In the Telegram app if you're looking for it. Oh boy. This is why I don't do anything right now. MIB agent. Well, I guess it's a little bit harder to find than I thought. God, they have this thing buried. Jeez. It's buried. It's I have to send it to myself. It's literally here me. Yeah, take it with a grain of salt, of course. But it might be helpful for some that are trying to figure things out. Oh, come on. I think technology will be able to further than it is right now. Anyway. Here, I'll show it here real quick. So this is what I think I can turn this off. But anyways, it's Confessions of a Men in Black Operative. And so he goes into 2024, not by much. But anyway, he's talking about this is all just footage. It's nothing. But anyway, it's something different. It does go into human trafficking a little bit. That's all government manipulated, of course. So Stranger Things is definitely a lot of truth in that. They have to expose themselves a little bit. So anyway, okay, all right. So I'll go. All right, we're going to UFO disclosure. The holographic invasion, basically, so a fake alien invasion with holographic ships and everything in the skies, things like that. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. You never know. You never know. I don't know. He says like the Phoenix Lights was a holographic, but I don't know if I believe that or not. They can shift the energy of it where you can feel something there that's genuine, but I don't know. It feels like it was real. It feels like it's friendly too. It wasn't there to manipulate people because so the fake alien invasion thing is a real thing. They do want to go in space and everything. So who knows? It's hard to say. So okay, all right, here we go. We'll see what comes through on this one. All right, blessings. Greets you. We are the consciousness of the alien vibrations. Basically, there are many star beings connected to one. For disclosure, not likely, not in the way that you might think. It's always going to continue to be hidden due to your military's lack of wanting to work with extraterrestrial life. So basically, these treaties that were made with the Greys and other beings made it difficult for alien disclosure to occur, as some of you might visualize. Because basically, that's the military is kind of there for, technically, to keep the aliens off your planet and off from connecting to you physically. That has something to do with it. So it's just that the military, yes, is completely paranoid, of course, corrupt. Of course, the black ops side of it is psychotic, not completely, but there's a lot of, yes, it's basically they feel like they're superhuman. They feel like they can do anything, like they're God. And technically they are to some level. And yes, they use humans, human trafficking, as if the human doesn't even mean anything. Like humans are basically like fish, or just, they just use them and cut them up and do whatever they feel like. That sounds pretty bad. But it's true. They're just human. They just have a mentality that they need to use humans as experiments to basically fight the aliens off, to secure Earth, to protect Earth, which isn't true, but they do it anyway. This is basically your shadow government military. They feel like they're doing this to the greater good of humanity, basically. And they don't feel like humanity here is any of importance to them, those that are running this society, because they're in the know and most of society is not. So I feel like they must have did something in a past life to give them this power, connection to Babylon, connection, basically godlike powers. And they feel like they are responsible for the earth. So they keep humanity out of the loop. So basically, a lot of your elites think they're the heroes of your world, but actually they're causing more destruction. And yes, the population situation, yes, they feel like they're killing the population off because, they're once again doing you a service. Now, not all of the elites think like that, but quite a few of them do. As for alien energies, basically, as you become more powerful within yourself, yes, you can have more connections, but of course, there's a great amount of blockage because they don't want you remembering. That's what the MIB is all about. The MIB is about keeping you from remembering. It's to remove memories, not to give them. I might have memories of the MIB, but it's just there to keep you shut down. Now, those of you that just kind of go with the flow of it and not fight, you can have some you can win. Now, you just have to be patient. You have to work with what you have. And it's kind of like a slave mentality to a certain level. It's here, but well, it just you go by the conditions that you signed up for. Let's put it that way. You don't have to look at it from a slave point of view, but you're basically, fulfilling your contract here, and think like you all have a contract here. You don't have to think about it too much, but each of you has a timeline where you can disclose through a intuitive connection. Disclose what's happening here. Like you get a download and it'll give you indication that it's actually real. And especially when you never have a download and all of a sudden you're getting one, that usually means it's real. Usually. Now, is anybody going to believe it? You can't worry about that. Many are not going to believe anything. Many are not believing themselves. Many are still trying to figure out themselves. They haven't come out of their own cocoon. To make this even humorous in some regard, some have actually given birth to themselves. Well, meaning that it's true. Some have had other versions of themselves. Basically, you're the mother and you're the child. Now, that's a weird one. I know that came out of nowhere, but it's true. Like that other, well, even they say like a kid's like a miniature version of yourself, correct? Sometimes that is literally is another version of you. Because usually it's like a miniature version of yourself to some extent. And a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times it is another version. But that version is so distinctively different. It is its own identity. So it might be a mini version of yourself. And the reason being is that you can connect to that soul easily mentally and protect it, and you can, for your own sanity, their sanity. It happens. Yes, I feel like it actually happens quite frequently here. It's like, yep, that's my kid, but it's another version of him. I'm not sure if that's going to help your disclosure. But it can, because basically you're going to the taboo of this planet, basically how this world truly works. And it might be too crazy for your average people, but that's the idea, is to, don't worry about what they think. Yes, the Matrix people have been programmed to think a certain way, act a certain energy. The Matrix people are kind of like trees to some level. They're like nature. They're like their own nature. They just have a certain way. You don't see a tree getting up and getting into a car and going to a fast food restaurant or wherever, or go home and lay in a jacuzzi. You don't see many trees doing that, or any for that matter. So your Matrix people are the same way. They just do what they're here to do. And that's be, shut down. For now, at least. Blessings. Greece says Agent M of the Men in Black. I'm not sure if I was even ever brought in for this, for your fake alien invasion report. I'm not seeing it happening this year. Oh, they are building up to it, but then again, that build up could be for years. They don't have their act together for any kind of laser light show in their skies. They would like to speed things up, though. Well, because the ground wars aren't so exciting anymore, and they want to take over space, your government system and other governments want to take over space. So I would just say expect basically more of your military trying to get into space. Instead of this fake alien invasion energy. It's like, think of like that as like, plan B or plan C, or now they are testing things out. Sometimes you see that in the skies. when it was like, is that a hologram? Because it definitely looks like one. Most likely it is, but not always. Sometimes there are real alien ships there, and you will know you just know. It's just that yeah, your world it's not fair. We understand. It really isn't. Well, that's why you have all this technology. It's like here's a bunch of technology, and the aliens are here, but you're not allowed to see them. Have a nice day. And here's a fake alien invasion in case everyone turns psychotic. One thing I don't see that they want to do the fake alien invasion, reason being that they probably will lose control of it. It'd be so crazy. Most probably someone believe it, but many won't believe it. It'll just cause now there are timelines of the future where yes, it can happen. But I don't see them prepared for it. I mean, yes, your military can do a fake alien invasion. Can they handle it mentally? Can they themselves handle it? Society might go crazy. But what about the military itself? Especially when you're fighting holographic things in the sky. So how are you going to explain that one? It's like I shot at this thing and it wasn't there. And then you hear all these conspiracy theories about holographic aliens. It's like, are we really being screwed like that? Yes. So basically the space wars will be just militaries trying to go in space in the third dimension in your reality. And just like how they invade other countries, China has a space station in space. It'll be that type of thing. They're not ready for it yet, but that's what they're planning. Like somebody owns the moon, which is hilarious. Like one part of it, China has a part of it, and Russia has a part of it, and so on. Just like Antarctica, basically. Similarities. Eventually, you'll send your YouTubers up to the moon. That'll be a while, but eventually that will happen. You have a long ways for that one, though. They don't really want civilians in space right now because they can't figure it out yet. It's not going as fast as light to either. So if you feel like there's a light show, yeah. So expect now they do test runs of holographic technologies. Not always. A lot of times it is real what you're seeing. They don't want to, just go by the first impressions. A lot of times, yes, there are alien energies in the skies. Of course, society itself still has not quite accepted that. But like California has really real sightings. It's not all holographic. They don't have time to do. I mean, they do, but they're too busy trying to figure themselves out. It's like, why would they want to do a light show in the sky? What would be the point in that? Unless they're testing something out, and that's the only reason why they would be doing it. So, blessings. Grease you. Well, the Arcturians, blessings. Send you energies. So if your alien civilizations will give you some details. Basically, there are worlds that are similar to yours. Basically, as aliens connect more to your planet, they become similar to humans. Basically, if you own deodorant and that, maybe not like you do, maybe like once a week or sometimes not at all. But basically, they try to be, clothing and all that, try to have some similarities so they can tap into your energies, basically, so they can kind of feel, like the military, the alien militaries, not all of them, but some of them, they put on uniforms, they change every day, they have some humanoid type of things that they do. So they can just basically know how it feels to be human here. Now, reptilians don't do that. A lot of other beings don't do it, but some want to make sure that they can basically, because a lot of them are ground crew here. So they do, yes, aliens wandering around here. And there's many of them. There's no way you will ever know that. I mean, literally alien beings as humans. They're not going to tell you that. Sometimes some of you have picked up on their energies where it's actually an alien being, not just somebody that just has a higher frequency and all that. There's actually an alien being there. In Nevada desert, there's more of that, but that's all they can. It's all over the place. So basically, yes, your ground crew beings that are literally alien energies are living among you, living the daily life, but they come and go. So yeah, they can get injured like you. Usually they don't. Usually they have psychic senses. They can make sure that doesn't happen. As for alien civilizations, yes, they have cities in the skies, different worlds. It's not that important to connect to their worlds. Basically, it's worlds that are just less stress. Yes. It's worlds where basically you don't have to worry about hygiene. Now, some do. Some alien groups do get diseases. It depends on what's going. Doesn't mean that they're a low frequency. They can get attacked just like anybody else. But if we are more closer to the fourth dimension or physical dimension, it's easier to get diseases. It seems like not like your planet though. But if they have a form of physicality, they go through what similarities what happens here. But once again, they don't have to sleep. Usually, they don't have to sleep for a week. They're up all. They hardly ever have to eat anything. Usually, they're very psychic, and the collective connects us to each other, meaning that just not necessarily it's a hive mind. It's just that they can feel their civilization. They can feel the love, the acceptance of it. Those that are outside of it become more third dimensional, like arrogant, want to control everything, and not always. They can't always, beings that kind of become selfish are sometimes not easy to tap into. I mean, it's sometimes not easy to see what their intentions are in the future. Like they're trying to dominate the planet. Sometimes you get some feeling of it, but you can't always tap into it. So, but the worlds that assist yours go through a great deal. Not as like your planet, but they do go through stress. Not like yours, but still. And then to go to higher dimensions, it gets less stressful. Of course, their stress is still, it's higher dimensional stress. But they go into each other's minds, they create realities. It just, and they don't always treat each other well, but it's on a higher. It's basically godlike beings are just trying to figure themselves out. So, but for your alien societies here, I mean, here on your planet, it's more important of like basically, yes, figuring yourself. Many, yes, do get obsessed with the alien energies, but basically, you're using that frequency to heal your human self. Doesn't mean you have to remember the civilization. Sometimes you do if it's necessary. It's not always necessary, but sometimes as you heal yourself, you just feel the alien civilization you came from. It's like, wow, I feel like I'm on two different worlds. I'm on this world and another world. And that can be a little confusing, kind of a pain. But over time, it can go to a lighter frequency. So, all right, we'll just leave you with that. So, many blessings.